Hello, everyone. Welcome to Start the Conversation by New York City Children's Theater. My name is Miss Caitlin. I use she, her pronouns. I am a black woman. I have brown hair that goes to my shoulders. I'm wearing a teal t-shirt, and I'm standing against a gray background. Today, we're going to have a conversation about something important. That means we're going to talk about something big. This big thing might be something you know a lot about, or it might be something brand new. It might be a little scary or even a little bit exciting. But today, we're going to talk about it together. We encourage you to watch this video with an adult that you trust. That could be a grandparent, parent, teacher, aunt, uncle, cousin, or even a babysitter. That way, if you have a question or just need to take a break, you can pause the video and talk to your adult. Before we get started, let's help our bodies, our hearts, and our brains get ready to explore our big topic. Did you know that breath helps your body feel ready? It does. So let's take a few deep breaths together. One of the ways I like to take deep breaths is with something called a butterfly breath. I'll show it to you now, and you can join me if you'd like. So first, we're going to put our arms out in front of us and wiggle our fingers. Good. We're going to put our hands together and take a deep breath in through our nose and lift our arms up at the same time, like this. Then you're going to hold your breath, and while you hold your breath, you'll open your arms, kind of like opening your butterfly wings. And then you're going to breathe out as you lower your arms. Let's try that all together. 2 times. Here we go. Wiggle those fingers, hands together. Take a deep breath in, hold it, open, and breathe out. And one more time. Arms out, wiggle your fingers, hands together, deep breath in, hold it, open, and breathe out. Very good. How are you feeling? Are you ready to get started? If not, that's okay. You can pause the video here and come back later when you're ready. If you are ready, let's start the conversation. Hello everyone, Miss Caitlin here again. So I've been noticing something lately. I've been noticing that COVID-19 is still changing a lot of things. Like last year, I did most things inside and on a screen, like go to school and work and hang out with friends. But this year, things are changing again. This year, I'm going to go to school and work and see the people I care about in person for the first time in a really long time. Are these things changing for you too? What are some of the things that are changing in your life? Those are a lot of changes. How are these changes making you feel? Those are a lot of feelings. All of my changes are making me feel kind of confused. Like my brain is running really, really fast, and that makes me feel tired. But I also feel like my brain is getting a really big hug, and that makes me feel excited because I get to see the people I care about in person. And I even get to meet my teachers this year. It sounds like we're all having a lot of different feelings. Something that makes me feel good when I'm having a lot of feelings or changes are happening is talking about them. I have an idea. Let's talk about COVID-19 and all of the changes that are happening. And then we can see how we can work with these feelings together. How does that make you feel? All right, show me how that makes you feel with your body on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, show me. Yes! Awesome. If you're ready to keep talking about COVID-19 and all of the changes that are happening, you can keep watching the video. If you're ready to take a break, you can pause the video here and come back when you're ready. And remember that deep breath that we took at the beginning of our video? Right, our butterfly breath. You can take a butterfly breath anytime your body needs it. let's start by learning a little bit about COVID-19. So, what is COVID-19 anyway? COVID-19 is a type of germ, and germs can get into our bodies and make us sick. But germs are so small that we can't see or feel them with our bodies, which makes knowing if there's germs around you really hard. But scientists can see germs using special tools called a microscope. Microscopes make germs big enough so that scientists can see them and learn things about them. Scientists have been studying COVID-19 germs for a while now, and they've learned a lot. Thanks to scientists, we know that COVID-19 germs get in through our nose, eyes, and mouth. COVID-19 spreads in the air and on things that we touch. COVID-19 germs can make anybody sick. Some people get a little bit sick, like a cold. Some people get really sick and have to go to the hospital, and some people don't get sick at all. You see, somebody can have COVID-19 germs in their body, but not feel sick. But just because they don't feel sick doesn't mean they can't still spread their germs. That's the part that makes COVID-19 extra tricky. So how do you know if you have COVID-19? Well, COVID has many different symptoms. Symptoms are ways that germs can make your body feel sick. And COVID has lots of different symptoms. So that means COVID can make you feel sick in lots of different ways. If you're feeling any kind of sick in your body, make sure you tell a grown-up that you trust, and they'll help you figure out what kind of sick you're feeling. The best way to figure out if you have COVID-19 is with a COVID-19 test. This is a special kind of test that takes a sample from your nose or your mouth using a Q-tip. Once doctors have a sample, they can look at it with their special tools like microscopes to see if there are any COVID-19 germs on the Q-tip. I've had lots of COVID tests, and they do burn my nose a little bit, but they're really quick, and they've helped me keep myself and the people around me healthy. Now that we know what COVID-19 is and how the germs spread, let's talk about how we can keep ourselves and the people around us healthy. There are lots of ways that you can keep yourself and your community healthy from COVID-19 germs, even if you're close to other people. The Center for Disease Control, or the CDC, are a big group of scientists that study COVID-19 and help teach us how to stay healthy. Here are some of the ways that we can stay healthy. 1. Washing our hands. Do you remember how COVID-19 germs spread? That's right, on the air and on things we touch. So by washing our hands, it helps keep COVID-19 germs from spreading to other things that we touch. It's also really important that you don't touch your eyes, your nose, or your mouth until you've washed your hands. 2. Wear a mask. COVID-19 germs spread in the air through coughs and sneezes. So by wearing a mask and covering your nose and your mouth, it stops the germs from getting in and going out, which keeps you and the people around you healthy. 3. Social distance. You may have seen signs in your community that say, social distancing, keep 6 feet apart. By keeping 6 feet between you and people who don't live with you, it helps keep everyone healthy and away from each other's germs. Sometimes it can be hard to stay 6 feet away from people in smaller spaces, but don't worry. If you're wearing a mask, that also helps keep you healthy. All of these things can help keep us and the people around us healthy. It's our job as members of a community to take care of each other, and we can do that by washing our hands, wearing our masks, and social distancing. Your parents, school, or daycare might already have some of these same rules, or they might be a little different. That's okay. The adults around you will help make decisions that will keep you safe and healthy. And remember, it's not your responsibility to make sure that everybody is following the rules. All you have to do is make sure that you're following them. And if you see someone who's not following the rules and it makes you feel worried, tell a grown-up that you trust, and they can help. Whew, that was a lot of information. Let's give our bodies, hearts, and brains a little break. I'm going to turn on some music, and you can move your body in any way that feels good. You can dance, wiggle, stretch, whatever you'd like. Here we go. I feel better now. How about you? If you're ready to keep exploring, you can keep watching. Or if you need a longer break, you can pause the video here. And remember, you can take a butterfly breath anytime your body needs. Every day, scientists learn new things about COVID-19, which means the rules change a lot. In fact, the rules that I just shared with you might already be different when you're watching this. The rules change to help keep us as healthy as possible, but I know it can feel confusing when they're changing so often. We can't change, but we can take care of ourselves when it happens. Let's talk about it. My biggest change is going back to school. Things are going to look a little different. The desks are further apart, people are wearing masks, and there's even plastic screens. What are some of the changes that are happening for you? I heard school, family, daycare, rules. That's a lot of change. How are these changes making you feel? Sometimes it can be hard to put our feelings into words, so let's use our bodies instead. Let's turn our feelings about change into a sound and a move. So, if your feeling could move, how would it move? And if your feeling could make a sound, what sound would it make? It might look something like this. If I'm feeling really excited, maybe it moves like this. And maybe my sound is woo! I'm going to give you some time to come up with your own sound and move to show how you're feeling about change. If you need some extra time, you can pause the video and then hit play when you're ready. Ready to share your sound and your move? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, show me. Thank you for sharing your feelings with me. Sounds like change makes us feel a lot of different ways. But no matter how change makes you feel, there are a lot of ways you can make yourself feel good, no matter where you are or what is changing. would it be okay if I shared some of the things that help me feel good when change happens? Amazing. Here are some of the things that help me. The first thing that makes me feel good is breath. Deep breathing helps our brain feel like everything is a-okay. We already learned how to do a butterfly breath together, so I'm going to teach you 2 more ways to take some deep breaths. The first is called a box breath, so you'll need your finger. You're going to use your finger to draw a box or a square in the air. You're going to first take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. Then you're going to hold your breath for 4 seconds and make the top of your box. And then breathe out for 4 seconds and make the other side. And then hold your breath again while you make the bottom of the box for 4 seconds. And then we'll do it again. Let's try it all together. Fingers ready? Deep breath in. Hold it. Breathe out. Hold it. Good. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. Hold it. Good job. The next way I really like, because you get to use your imagination. So I want you to imagine you're holding the most beautiful flower. It's your favorite flower and it smells amazing. So I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe in your flower. And then I want you to imagine you have a big birthday cake in front of you and it's time to blow out the candles. Ready? Let's try that again. You got your beautiful flower. Deep breath. And maybe a cupcake in this hand. One more time. Good job. The next way that I like to make myself feel good is by grounding myself. Sometimes when my brain is feeling overwhelmed, it can help me to pause and ground myself. One of the ways I like to do this is by reminding myself of where I am right now. And I can do this by naming 3 things I can see, 3 things I can hear, and 3 things I can feel. Let's do that together now. So let your body be quiet or still. You can sit down or stand up or lie down, whatever feels good. Then I want you to look around your space, the space you're in right now, and I want you to tell me 3 things that you see. I see a coffee mug. I see a chair. And I see the gray wall behind me. Now let's say 3 things we can hear. I hear a car driving by. I hear footsteps in the room next to me. I hear somebody's phone ringing across the hall. And now, let's name 3 things that we can feel. 3 things that you can feel with your body. Ready? I feel the fuzzy rug under my feet. I feel my hair tickling my neck. And I feel the clothes touching my body. I feel more calm now. How about you? Moving my body helps me feel good. There are lots of ways we can move our bodies. I'm going to share 2 of the ways I like to move with you today. So, one of the ways is by squeezing and releasing. We're going to squeeze all of the muscles of our body tight, 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 and then we're going to release. All right? Let's try it together. So, ready? Squeeze, tight, tight, tight. Squeeze your fingers, squeeze your toes, squeeze your arms, squeeze your belly, squeeze your legs, and let go. Let's do it again. Ready? Squeeze everything. Tight, tight, tight. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Like you're giving yourself a big hug. Squeeze and let go. Nice work. The next way I like to move is doing a shake out. So we're going to shake our bodies for 10 seconds. You can shake your hands, you can shake your legs, you can shake your shoulders, you can shake your hips, you can shake your head. Shake, shake, shake for 10 seconds. Here we go. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, my body feels so good already. How does your body feel? One of the ways I make myself feel good is by quieting my mind. Sometimes my brain is moving really fast, especially when change happens. So it helps to calm down. One of the ways I do this is by imagining that I'm in a really calm place. So let's use our imaginations together. I want you to close your eyes if that feels good, or just look down towards the floor. With your eyes closed or looking at the floor, I want you to imagine that you're in a calm place. Maybe this is somewhere you've been before, or somewhere brand new, or somewhere you've made up. What do you see around you? What are the things that you see that make you feel calm? What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you feel? What are the colors in your calm place? How does the air feel around you? And don't forget to keep breathing while you're imagining you're in your calm place. Let's take a few deep breaths together in our calm places. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose and breathe out. And one more deep breath in through your nose and breathe out. You can flutter those eyes open or look up. How's your brain feeling? I know that mine is feeling much more calm. These are the things that help me feel good. Which of the activities did you like best in your body? I like that one too. You can use any of these activities to help your body, heart, and brain feel better when change is happening around you. Let's end our conversation the same way we started it, by taking a few deep breaths. Remember our butterfly breath? Let's try that again, 3 times. Arms out, wiggle those fingers, those hands together. Take a deep breath in. Hold it, open, and breathe out. Good. 2 more times. Arms out. Wiggle those fingers. Hands together. Deep breath in. Hold it. Open and breathe out. 1 more time. Arms out. Wiggle those fingers. Hands together. Deep breath in. Hold it. Open and breathe out. Good. We talked about some pretty big things today. So if you have any questions, are feeling worried, or just really excited to keep exploring, you can talk to an adult that you trust. That could be a grandparent, an aunt, uncle, a parent, a cousin, your teacher, or even a babysitter. You can also share what you learned in today's video with friends or other people in your community. If you found this video helpful, someone else might too. I wonder how you'll keep this conversation going. Thank you so much for playing, exploring, and feeling with us today. We'll see you again soon for another conversation.